Well, here's the thing.
Oh, here is the thing. The blonde hair is here. Nick's next.
Well,
He's finna
here's
die.
the thing.
Yeah. Hey.
Okay.
The Undertaker.
Well,
or
here's the
Naruto.
thing.
I brought an urn.
Welcome to the We Out Here MMA, not podcast, but show. Yeah, we talking things that you probably didn't know.
What's up? Welcome to We Out Here MMA, not podcast, but show, but now podcast. Oh, do we have updates for you guys today? And it's not even about MMA. Who cares about that card? It's all about our personal lives. That's why you guys are here. So let's start with my husband's here. We got Alec Acosta, my juicy big husband. Show that. Take that hat off. He dyed his hair blonde.
Wow.
He's Team Oliveira for life. See that, Gaethje? He doesn't care about you anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Are you actually talking to someone?
Yeah, my nephew's opening the door.
I thought you were doing a bit when I started talking. You just start moving your mouth because that way you talk to your nephew was ridiculous. It was like, over animated.
Huh?
Also, we got my other husband here. We call him husband Vid 19.
Ooh.
Why? Because this guy, it's like, hey, if you're gonna get COVID, get it early on.
He got the virus.
5 years in, not 5 years in.
Your boy just needed a booster, so I had to, catch the vid real quick. And
you got the best. You got the best vaccine.
Yeah,
you finally got it, dude. Nick was the only one that didn't get it. You finally
Nick,
got
honestly, out of all of us, probably has seen the most people in the most closest quarters, and he was fine.
Honestly, during COVID, I wasn't giving a shit. Like I was out in these streets, as some might say, and I've been out in these streets ever since. And it finally caught up with me. Tip today, actually,
did you purposely wear that shirt?
No, it just happens to be a shirt that I wear pretty frequently. But yeah, I guess you could say I wore it on purpose because I have COVID.
How was your how are your sit? I already knew you'd be like a one bad day for you to be fine.
Yeah, the 1 day in bed was pretty rough, but it was just chills. I was like really achy everywhere. I had a fever. I just was uncomfortable and I had like a sore throat, but I kicked that after a day. And then every day since then I got better. So today is the first day I feel like normal, which is good.
So what we're trying to say is it's not real.
It's not real.
It's not real. Well, it depends on who you're talking to.
Trump 2024.
DeSantis 2024.
Tiff's on the QAnon blog, so she's like, COVID not real. That's what she says.
Well, that's Nick's life health update. He's fine, guys, and everyone was worried. By worried, no one knew this until this moment. But more fine.
Importantly, what was way cooler than anything else
is
Alex being at International Fight Week with fighters, with the amazing tough bulldog of fucking Gabe Green
and Gary. Oh yeah,
dude, that was a great fight.
Hey, fucking Gary. Yeah, it was. I think honestly what would have changed it, and I haven't seen Gabe to like give him my thoughts on it yet. But
let's not get into the fight yet. Let's talk about your experience. First of all, how did this even happen? I don't think we even know the full story. Like, how did you get involved working with Gabe Green, and how did this whole even just hanging out with the crew?
So Nick knows my homie Josh. He comes and trains with us now when we go to Akko's and stuff. He works with me at Super Rare, but him and Jesse train at a place called Tracy Hess Sub Fighter, and that's where Gabe has been training since the beginning of his career. So, he's a UFC fighter and he was fighting, and I had talked to them before about like, hey, tell Gabe, let me come and just make some content for him. I'll do it for free just so I can start getting my name out there, but I'll make some cool stuff for him, like little mini embedded style videos for Instagram, like, because no one really does that. So it just so happened when we started it was going to be 2 weeks before his fight, which was on International Fight Week. So I made a couple videos and, I was like, you know what? We both talked. He said it would be dope if I could come to Vegas with him, get some videos. So I was like, all right, I'll go down. Stayed at the worst hotel ever created called Circus Circus.
Did you go to the buffet?
At Circus Circus? No, I didn't do anything at Circus Circus.
It's a great buffet at Circus Circus.
No,
yeah.
Is it actually?
Dude, so good. They have country style gravy.
You can't say that after we ate at the Wynn buffet. Like, what are you doing?
And just so you guys know, Red Rock, remember how Nick was like, it says that it's closed. Is that true? But
was it open this time?
Is that true?
I heard.
But it closed for good forever. They're never open.
Real?
Yeah, they're never opening it back up. So Red Rock,
the what?
Fault,
the Red Rock buffet.
Why? I feel like that was the most popular
I guess
buffet
they just
in the area.
yeah, I guess they just decided to not do it. And from what I read is that they stopped doing it, and then all the other restaurants just raised their prices a little bit. Yeah, so crazy. But yeah, they closed down.
Shout out to that Italian restaurant we ate at.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
But it was cool. So I got to go, and they stayed at Red Rock where we stayed that one time, literally a year ago, because we were out there for International Fight Week, right?
No convention though. Yeah.
No convention because it was still kind of COVID hot, but it was cool. I got to go to PI, which was awesome. So we went
about the PI.
Yeah, so we went down, right? We were at the Red Rock. We went down. We got picked up by the UFC shuttle. We mobbed over to the PI and shit. You feel me? Walked in, signed who we were going for. I was getting coffee. I turned around. Brian Barberino was right behind me in his overalls and his mohawk. And I was like, oh, my bad. He's like, hey, take your time, bro. I'll get coffee when you're done. I was like, all right, cool. I got my coffee.
Nice hey, be honest, Alex. Tell him what you said. You went to Brian and said, hey, man, just keep pushing the fight. Even if Robbie gets you. You'll win if you do that.
I was
and
like,
you kept saying, man, punch that Filipino fucking guy in the face, dude. That's what you kept saying.
And I was like, bro, do you have an extra pair of overalls? Because I'll put them on right now, bro. But he didn't. So then after that, I was chilling right there at the front. Gabe was getting a massage. And then Douglas De La Silva, whatever the hell his name is, walked up.
Oh, disrespectful.
I forgot his last name. Pronounce his last name. He's fighting this weekend, on this fight card. He was there. And then Raquel Pennington walked out. And then I just said, hey, and then she waved. And then as I was standing there, Michael Chiesa came running out without his shirt on. And I was like, oh, I just went like this. He went like this, went outside, went upstairs. I hear somebody like hitting the bags, right? We get up there and it was Tony Ferguson.
Oh, fuck. You got to see him train a little bit?
Training by himself, no coaches. So he started off doing these wrestling drills by himself, right? And then another time I looked over, do you know those wall bags that have like they're flat, but then they stick out like this? You know what I'm talking about? It has like the pads, just elbowing that for literally 45 minutes. There's a spider in Nick's house right now. Eight-legged freaks. Have you guys seen that movie with David Arquette? Anyways, so then he started doing that. Then he was hitting the bag. Then he was riding the air down. So every time I looked over, he was doing something else. Okay. So we're in the octagon, which honestly, guys, I don't know if you've ever been in one of those it's like, it's that, but it's like straight up canvas. Like it's like actual thick ass canvas. It's like stitched together. I was like, damn, that's why they get like burned, right? Like heavy. Jessica Rose Clark and her coach Kieran were there before us in the octagon. They had it before us. Saw them. Robbie Lawler came with his team. So I got to see them. Mackenzie Dern was rolling with her dad. Got to meet them.
That's weird.
And then Chris Weidman and Anthony Smith were there too. Which Chris Weidman is a big dude, but he's looking old, bro. Like he looks old. I don't know. That was my first thought when I saw him. Was like, man, you look old. But I saw him, right? Saw a lot of people. He looked old. I didn't get to see Max, but the crazy one of the day, right? So before we left the Red Rock, I turned around and you just saw, those big ass chairs like in the middle section that was like under the chandelier, right? Those big ass red chairs. I look over, one chair is completely filled out of a guy just sitting there. And I look who it is, and it's Alex Pieta. He's a freaking massive, like
seems tall,
but he's broad, like he's big as I was like, holy,
dude, he's 6'4", and he looks big as fuck. Like he made Sean Strickland look like a tiny
small.
Boy.
I was like, holy cow. So met him. So then, sorry, I just taking forever. Real quick, we're almost done. So then the next day, so I got to meet all them. We did the workout. Robbie Lawler's team is the same team for Ian Gary. And I guess every time they went to the PI,
was he ATT?
No, I thought it was Stafford. I think it was Stanford.
Oh yeah, Stanford. With what's his name?
Henry Hooft.
Henry Hooft.
Yeah. But I guess every time, even before I got there, every time they trained, like that team was there, and they like even I noticed when I looked over, like Robbie's coach kept looking at Gabe. So then they kind of started feeling a little awkward, not saying like they were doing anything, but they're like, let's just go back to the hotel and work out just we don't want it to like be anything weird. So the hotel Red Rock, they also have big like suites open, and then like each of them have different names for fighters that you're able to go there and just train if you want, or do the weight cut. So we got up there. So we take the shuttle back. I was drinking the hell out of Body Armors because they got fridges just stocked with that shit. I was like, I'll try this. I was like, I'll try this flavor. I'll try this flavor. I was trying.
What's your favorite flavor?
They have like
the Cometeer one.
No, they have like a kiwi strawberry one that was fire, bro. I was like, oh my God, but Cometeer is good. So we get back to the training thing. Pedro Munoz is in there and he's cutting weight and he's talking to us, super nice. He was cutting weight, but then the freaking nicest guy I've ever met walks in, Mr. Glover Teixeira.
Let's go.
Oh, dope.
Comes around, starts shaking all of our hands. He's all talking to Gabe about the weight cut, asking how much over he is the night before. And he was super, super, super nice. But yeah, it was just a cool. I wish I could have stayed longer. I couldn't because I had family coming in. Because if I would have stayed, I would have been able to. I think I would have actually been able to go in to like film, like be able to film like in the arena almost. I think because there was another guy that's filming a documentary on Gabe, and he was able to go. So that would have been pretty sick.
What was your title, like social media, dude?
Me, I didn't have one. I was just walking around with them. And when I went to the PI, they had me sign my name and who I was there with. It said Gabe Green. So I told Gabe next time he fights, wherever it's at, I'm gonna be out there from Wednesday all the way to Sunday. So I'll be able to do the whole entire fight week with them, which would be sick.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Congratulations. That sounds
really cool.
Dope experience.
Yes. It was fun. A busy couple weeks. Had the Tiger Belly, and I had a shoot with Ron the one weekend, and the next weekend I was in Vegas. So busy. Dope, been busy.
Now you're babysitting your niece and nephew.
Yeah.
I think that just leads us to our fight recap, no cap.
Yeah.
So let's start with it, guys. The main event. Walkout, fantastic, right? Fun.
I thought it was a little long, or was that just me?
But you don't understand anime, dude. It wasn't even about Undertaker, but I realized it was from Naruto.
Nah, bro, that shit was Undertaker, bro.
I know it was Undertaker, but also it was like Naruto.
Like honestly, when he got out and he just stood there, I was like, "You gonna walk or like, we just gonna
bro? That's what the Undertaker does. Have you guys ever watched? Okay, as a kid, Undertaker would walk to the ring. As a child, I would be very annoyed because I would say, "All right, dude, hurry the fuck up, get to the ring, start the match already," and it would take too long. This time, I felt the same way, but it's okay because I had COVID, so I was in a fever dream the whole time watching the fights.
That walkout happened, and then the fight transpired. So a lot of criticism, maybe saying like, "Man,
Gil,
Izzy, did you didn't really go out and get the finish like you said you would." You didn't necessarily put on a show in that aspect. I enjoyed the fight personally.
Yeah, honestly.
But I think in terms of like maybe the I wouldn't even say mainstream. I think you can still be a fan and realize, whoa, like Izzy hasn't really got that that fight since since like Robert Whittaker, the first one.
Maybe,
right?
Yeah.
I think his last exciting one was Paulo Costa, honestly.
Paulo Costa, yeah.
Finished him, but
and it's part of it is maybe people, I don't know. So anyways, I asked you guys, what did you guys think of the fight? Alex, we'll start with you since you were there. What do you make of the fight?
Honestly, like,
enjoy it?
I thought it was a fun fight. Honestly, like, I feel like if Cannonier could have just pushed a little bit more, put a little bit more combos together, he probably could have landed more on Izzy because there was a couple of times that he was landing, but honestly, I thought it was cool. I thought it was a good fight. I feel like everybody, obviously, it's because of how Izzy talks and stuff, but like Cannonier's not can. So it's, Izzy can say that he's going to go and just wipe the floor with him, but that doesn't mean Cannonier's going to let him wipe the floor with him, So it's like, he's a hard fight as well, too. So I think it just evened out. I thought it was a fun fight. I enjoyed it. I didn't really get bored watching it because there was a couple times where Cannonier did some good stuff, and sometimes where Izzy did some good stuff too. I was rooting for Izzy, but because of a different reason, but I thought it was a fun fight.
Nick, what'd you think? I know Izzy's obviously usually gets his wins or gets exciting when he's able to counter strike someone that's pretty aggressive. I think Cannonier was smart and he really, You just didn't fall for any of those traps.
Did
you enjoy it, or were you kind of bored, or did you have COVID and you looked like you were dying?
I at that time I was kind of circling around, like I was feeling a lot better. But watching the fight, I thought it was an exciting fight because there were moments where, like what Alex said, where Jared got really close to, punching the guy in the face and like putting him in danger, and he has the ability to do that because he's a big guy. But I think when you're getting into these title fights and you're fighting against a guy like Izzy, I think people get kind of frozen by him a little bit.
I agree.
They kind of get afraid to throw. And I feel like until you get a guy who's really confident in his striking, Alex Pereira, then you're not going to probably see the banger of a fight that you're looking for. And it's like, this is just what happens when guys are better than the people in their division. It's like they kind of make it look boring. And you could say the same thing about the Max and Alex fight. You could say the same type of deal. Like, man, he didn't push the pace. He could have got him out of there. Blah, 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 blah. But that was definitely more exciting than this fight. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's people want to shit on Izzy, but they don't shit on him for saying stuff about, I'm gonna put you on ice skates and leave you frozen like Elsa. And he said that multiple times.
Way too corny.
You can't make Disney references when you're talking about Alex Pereira.
And twice, just because the first time didn't hit hard enough or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, we don't need that.
I think Izzy got destroyed at the press conference that he was trying to figure out anything he could do. When Sean Strickland told him to calm down, you're going to break a nail, that was probably the best burn, honestly.
That's the first time I've seen Izzy shook.
He was mad, bro.
Dude, Sean Strickland was talking mad shit.
I'm really upset. We'll get to that fight, but I was really rooting for Strickland.
We'll talk about that.
Because Strickland, oh man, that would have been
a great promo. Good. But he still got a chance, maybe.
Yeah. And then so let's play a little quick matchmaker for Izzy and what seems next, or even if you guys would like to see. I mean, I think it's obvious who Izzy called out. Obviously,
we already know what's next.
Is Alex Pereira, which is so weird, only because like he's not ranked and now he's fighting for a title.
Now he's ranked 6.
6,
yeah, but that's pretty crazy. Just be like, and no rank, and then now you're fighting for the title.
But that's what happens when you're Izzy and you've beat most of the guys in the top 5 multiple times. You're doing laps on them. You need fresh meat. You need fresh blood, and on top of a promoting aspect, this is the perfect fight to make. Yeah. Even Strickland, either one. Like the UFC did a really good job of setting these fights up.
I mean, Izzy did a great job of setting them up too. Like,
for sure.
Positioned at the press conference, perfect.
Oh yeah, but to be able to put both these guys, all these guys, on the same card on the same night and the same press conference when they have so much history. Like Alex Pereira didn't say shit about knocking out Izzy, but Sean Strickland did a lot.
Yeah,
he brought that shit up a lot.
Yeah, Pereira wasn't really saying anything about Izzy, bro.
Dude, Pereira might be the nicest guy ever, bro. Yeah. He might be the most sweet guy ever. He's like, let's root for Izzy tonight.
All right, let's go to the next fight because I want to get to that fight because I'm so hyped. And the next fight is heartbreaking for me, so I just want to get it over with.
I don't want to talk about this.
I do.
I'm not talking about it.
I'll say something.
You wanted Volk really quick. Well, so we have Volk, Max Holloway. It was the third fight. Guys, I think it was very obvious who won. We'll talk about what happens for Max after here, but Alex, you have a lot to say, so say it. And
I'll say there's only 2 things that happened this night, okay? And the first one and the second one is probably the right one, okay? For me, I don't know about you, but to me, Max just looked off compared to his other fights. Man, he looked so slow. I don't know what it was, or Volk is literally just that good. He's that much faster. He's that much stronger to where it made Max look that way. And I think it's that. I think Volk's just on a different level, and at some point, I know Mac's still young, but he's been fighting for a long time, bro. And he's been through a lot. He's been through a lot of wars, and he's been doing this weight cut now for a while too. Even it's just like these older guys, at some point it's just you're going to start fading down a little bit. Almost like I'm definitely not comparing him to Tony Ferguson, but in that sense, right? Is you can do something for so long and it works for so long, but it's going to get figured out at some point.
Yeah. And Max is old in fight years for sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
Really
and so I just think Volk, it's just probably Volk's time right now, honestly. And unfortunately, like the whole thing with Max is like he did move up to lightweight, but he looks small, you know. So I really honestly like, unless Max took off some time, like maybe a year or two, and just really put on some weight and then went up to lightweight, that's probably what I want to see next for him. But I don't think he beats Volk anymore, honestly. Volk just looks so good.
But the crazy thing is, I still think Matt beats everyone else. That's why it's like,
of course, yeah.
Nick, I know your heart was going for Max Holloway, of course. But your logical brain obviously had an inkling that Volk was looking sharp, and was getting better, and also just even
he's the man
press conference. Even the press conference was kind of telling, man. Max, I think he's obviously hyping himself up to get in the mode, but like Volk was so calm, laughing. Even was like, one line, and he was just like 2-0. 2-0. It's like, oof, that's true. Yeah. So what did you
he was confident.
What are your thoughts on just general the whole
thing? I think what Alex laid out, those reasons, I think it's a combination of all that, you know, some things more than others, because it's like we have to remember that people think, when, especially as fans, there's been fights that I have done in my own time where I know it's an important big deal for me, and this is all I want to do as a fucking 20-year-old. But sometimes you just have a bad fucking night. Like nothing feels like it's connecting. Anything you throw feels like shit. When you're like, your timing feels off. And once your timing is off, it's really hard to get anything going. Like there's days where even in training, you feel the same thing. So in fights, that could happen too. I feel like Max kind of looked like he had an off night, on top of the fact that Alex is just
so much better than last time.
He's way stronger. He's way more durable. When Max would punch him in the face, I feel like nothing would really happen.
Mm-hmm. Like it kind
of reminded me of a worse version of the Dustin Poirier fight, Max Holloway fight. Like I just don't think he looked kind of flat. I feel like the strength is going to be something he needs to fix. Like he needs to get stronger. He needs to get a little more dynamic, because he has all the attacks. He has all the tools to win, but I just feel like something's being lost there. Even when they grapple exchange, it's like you could see Max Holloway, there's nothing he could do. Like once he gets the double underhooks, he's kind of stuck on him for a little bit. But I just think Alex is just really strong, really physical, really durable, and he has the right mindset. He's a really hard guy to fucking beat. I think it's going to take another champ from another division, or, you know, a stylistic.
Like
Yair could do well, but I feel like, fuck, man, Alex is on a whole nother level. He really is. And he showed it. So
he smashes Yair, honestly. I think his hardest fight is going to be Josh Emmett, just because someone that can match the strength and intensity.
I feel like Volk is going to fucking jab his face off in the next week.
I say Brian Ortega chokes him out. That's it.
Hey, Brian Ortega got the closest on. I mean, not the closest, because I do still think Max clearly won fight 2. But Ortega did get pretty close to finishing Volk.
Watch Bryce Mitchell be the guy to take him out.
Nah, Bryce.
Hello, sir. I just want the belt, sir.
Low key, it's gonna take a specialist or some shit like that. It's gonna take someone that is like, as a specialist, like a ground guy.
Yeah, that works on a farm and shit.
So you guys both like both liking Josh Emmett for this, even though he sat in the nosebleeds, and we'll talk about that later. But you guys like Josh Emmett?
I think you should make fucking Josh Emmett fight Max Holloway, but I think Max is probably going to want to take some time off, man.
Yeah, I'd rather see Max take time off, and honestly, go up. Here's the thing, like what you said, Gil. I think he beats everybody, and I think we all know that. I'd rather see him just take time to put on some size. It's like weird. I feel like some fighters literally don't do strength training, like at all. Like
I think this motherfucker does, but I feel like it's
Hawaii
style, the off season.
Hawaii style. Come on.
Yeah, but like I feel like, man, I want to see them doing straight up heavy bench, heavy squats, heavy building up, especially in the offseason, building up just straight up strength. You know what I'm saying? And then when you're in a fight camp, obviously you can't train that way, but like I feel like we need, like what John Jones is doing to get up to heavyweight, right? He's just straight up powerlifting, getting dense, building dense muscle. But the only way that I feel like Max can do that is he needs to take a long extended period of time off. Like he can't only do that for like 2 months and expect like some big change, you
Maybe
know?
a
So
year and some change.
And honestly,
more than
too,
12 months.
In the Yair fight, I didn't really like the way he was looking.
yeah. Yeah, he looked a little like Yair landed a lot, kind of.
Obviously, he's coming off of and that's the problem, right? Is like, okay, what if someone can match your pace? And we have a guy like Volk who is not only matching Max's pace, but beating him to the punch and outscoring him and outlanding him. So it was a really as Max Holloway being one of my favorite fighters and like top 3 of all time that I truly enjoy. It was hard to watch because you felt like, man, this isn't the Max that I know, but it's kind of almost surreal that it's like happening as you're watching it on TV. But yeah, it was heartbreaking, man. But I just wish him nothing but the best. I don't even want him to see him fight anymore. And everyone, everybody kept asking about what Habib thought. Oh, Habib keeps saying you don't have fire. I hate to say it, but fuck, man, it might be right because he just didn't look like he kind of wanted to be there. Maybe it's just me, but there was definitely a reaction when I was like rethinking about it. Like, fuck, man. And Habib has been very open of been like, dude, Max is going to be fucking good. Like he's not even in his prime yet. And for him to say that he doesn't really have any fire, it's an interesting opinion.
And honestly,
Max, he has a, what do you call it? He kind of doesn't have to do this anymore. Like, from what I hear from how much he makes off streaming, it's like insane.
Like streaming, but he owns businesses out in Hawaii, right? Yeah. Like he owns, like if he retired, he would be okay. So
peanut butter cup, brother.
Peanut butter cup.
All right, guys, let's move over to the next fight. This one was going to decide a lot. This is a lot was going to be decided for what is next for Izzy. I was honestly pulling for Sean Strickland for obvious reasons. I love a good story. I love a good trash talk build up, but the better kickboxer, the very good kickboxer won this fight with a beautiful short left hook that looked like death, a train of death.
Nick, the guy has the touch of death.
Nick, what did you think?
Well, I was excited.
Why does Sean Strickland stand with him?
So that was what was intriguing to me. Because in my head, I was like, I really didn't think Sean Strickland was going to walk him down that way. I thought
the way he walked him down too, so tall.
Well, it was just like, okay, he does this with other guys, but I don't think on paper it would be smart to do it against a guy like Alex Pereira. And he did it. So the first 2 minutes, I was like tripping, like, I can't believe this motherfucker's doing this. Like, he's nuts. And it kind of gave me a respect for Sean Strickland. Like, yo, this dude's sick. Like he's about it.
And he was landing too.
He was doing all right.
Yeah.
But the problem is that you can't do it to a high level guy like Alex because he's going to make you think. Yeah, he's going to make you think that like you're winning. And that's exactly what it did. And all he did was just wait for the feint to the body. Like he was explaining it to Glover Teixeira. He kept throwing the jabs to the chest. And then once he would parry, he would just throw the hook around the guard. And then there it is. And that is like his left hook is his money shot. Like that is what he puts everybody to sleep with. I just sent a top 10 glory kickboxing KOs to our group chat. And you guys watch these highlights. You'll realize that this dude with fucking 10 and 12 ounce boxing gloves, anytime he connects with it to somebody, they all just go limp. It's nothing, like it's crazy to see back to back. And he did that to Izzy. He did that to fucking Wilness, who was like a really crazy kickboxer. He's done it to fucking you name it. So, man, I'm excited to see Alex Pereira fight Izzy. Like, I think it's going to be a really fun matchup. I think he's going to challenge Izzy in ways that not many guys in the UFC have been able to. So I'm excited.
Really, I think the reason why you're excited for it, for me, this is actually a fight that Izzy actually does get a spectacular KO, and he actually destroys this dude.
Have you guys seen their
because
fight?
I've watched the previous fights, and then I feel like Izzy, this is the kind of fighter he wants to get that knockout. I feel like because I feel like Alex is, he's gonna stand up, right? Yeah. He's gonna be aggressive. We've seen him how he fights, so it's like for me, I'm like, this seems like an easier fight for Izzy in the MMA. I feel like arena than people are thinking.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know, but man, because Alex Pereira, he's not like, you get some kickboxers that transition to MMA and their style just doesn't really translate.
Yeah,
this
Michael
guy's
Chandler.
style fucking translates and then some.
Does
like,
we have
bro,
really
you can just dude, he's so fluid. Him just moving around, and you're like, bro, you can just tell by his stance and how light he is with like his little bounce. You're like, bro, this guy's different, man. You cannot strike with this motherfucker. Like it is like different.
This is exciting for me because guys, everyone watching this show, remember this day. This is another Dan Hooker and Michael Chandler situation. Gilbert against
I will
the
say
world.
this because everybody kept saying like watch the I watched clips. Okay, I should say that. But of the first fight, and Pereira was still landing some really good combos on Izzy. He was landing like really good.
I honestly
China. It's China though, guys.
Wait, Gil, you're saying what were you saying that this is you against the world? Like, what was your take on it?
Because he says he's going for Izzy. He thinks Izzy's gonna win.
I think Izzy can beat him.
I don't think he beats him. I think Pereira wins.
Do you think it's a close fight
between the two?
I don't think it's a close fight. Maybe that's my take. Actually, is I don't think it's a close fight.
I don't know about that. I think it can be. I think it very well can be a close fight. But I think Izzy beats him. I think he has the skill. Like, we can't say he's not going to. You know what I mean? Well, I don't know. I think Izzy's.
You guys said Jan was going to beat him. You guys are right. I was wrong.
I think Izzy has a confidence right now fighting all these guys because he knows that they're not on the level of striking with him. He knows that this guy's on that level. And I feel like Izzy does get hit by everybody he fights, right? He has. And
Andre Glavao gave this guy a blue belt, purple belt?
Purple
belt. Guess what? Look, we're gonna see Alex do a little jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, dude. I was like, Stylebender should shoot a double leg. What were you gonna say, Alex? Finish your thought.
Honestly, I feel like this is gonna be somebody that's. I feel like I said, no matter what, Izzy knows everybody he fights right now isn't gonna be that confident fighting him striking wise. This is gonna be the first guy that he knows is like, oh, okay, this guy's knocked me out before, and he's kickboxing me. We fought, and he's beat me. This guy's not scared. I feel like this guy is super smart in the sense of we've seen it kind of like how Max Holloway and Nate Diaz and them do it, right? They touch, they pitter patter, and they change it up. I feel like he's really good at that because, like he said, he set up that left hook from the beginning. He was doing light shots, circled, went back, flinched, and made Sean Strickland do this and just threw a bomb from hell. And the length. Izzy hasn't fought anybody his size.
He's long, huh? This guy's really long.
This guy is just as tall, just as long as him. His low kicks are really good. He was really good at even just throwing a combo and just throwing like a really light low kick like on Strickland, just like a slap. And man, I just feel like this is gonna be a good fight for us. And I feel like Pereira, especially the team he's with, his main training partners Glover, and he has a good team. I feel like honestly we might see Izzy lose in the lose.
All right, there you guys have it. Alex sees the champion losing, but I have to ask you both thoughts on these tattoos. Nick,
brother, sick, bro.
I mean,
really?
You think I'm gonna tell this guy he got shitty tattoos, bro?
Tell him, dude. I'm asking you, Nick, as our Asian expert. How do you feel about the Oriental dragon?
I didn't even realize those tattoos were dragons.
There's like 5 Oriental dragons.
Well, there's a koi fish.
Tail. I like the little tail on the shoulder.
The dragon wraps around.
Yeah. I'm a fan of Pereira, bro. I'm a big fan of him, so I'm not gonna talk shit, dude.
Hey, and quick thing too. I know when he's out here in LA, one of the people that he trains with, I hit that person up, said when he's in town, we're filming videos, and that guy said I'll make it happen. So
that's cool.
That'll be some sick ass fucking content.
I'm just gonna do interviews on his tattoos. That's all I want to do. Robbie Lawler. I mean,
dude, this guy,
a burner
Robbie
of the
Lawler
barn. Let's go.
Turning into a Filipino man.
Is he a Filipino man?
When he was fighting, no, dude, he's for sure all white. But when he was fighting in his fight, I was like, he looks like BJ Penn.
Nick was like, "Is this ONE FC? What is this?"
I was like, "Is that Frank Camacho?" I was like,
"Holy
this guy
fuck!"
Looks like he's from Guam.
I did not realize the difference in strikes. Like, holy shit,
dude, he just was like,
yeah,
the whole time.
Oh, Robbie Lawler is 25% Filipino. Just looked it up.
Shut up.
Robbie Lawler, I have to put this out. Lawler is only 25% Filipino. His mom is half.
Wow. Fucking nailed it, dude.
Bro, he eats lumpia, bro.
guys. Nice reference, Alex.
That might be the biggest fucking announcement in the fight game right now. Like, that should be a story.
Never walked out with the
should be talking about this.
Never walked out. Wow, it was all Mark Munoz this whole time.
And he's spelling it all wrong.
He is spelling Filipino the way you say it.
I bet you anything he loves crispy pata.
Crispy pata. Crispy pata. Crispy pata is my favorite, though, honestly.
Ooh, all your emails, make sure you blur that out because someone can definitely freeze that. Brian Barbonera, man, this guy, he really does come to fight. He
Barbonera?
I like to say it that
His name
way.
rhymes with marinara.
Brian Marinara crushed it. Lawler's 40, but he's still. I feel like this guy can still do great fights. He can bring still great fights for us. So I don't know.
I thought he was going to win.
Me too. Until he.
I thought he was going to win in that first round, and he got caught.
Was this fight of the night? It had to
be. Yep, it was. Right here.
Any other thoughts on this fight other than it's just a fun one to watch?
It was fun. It was cool.
It was great. It was a banger.
Don't care who they fight next, but it was cool.
Same.
They're both entertaining, so I'll be entertained with whoever they fight next. But I mean, I don't ever see Robbie being the champ. I don't really see Brian Barberina ever being the champ. So
Byron Marinara.
That's
gonna be his name.
Yeah, we're really disrespecting this guy a lot.
And he was super nice to me, bro. And behind me, he let me get my coffee first and everything. Yeah.
You should have kicked you in the fucking ass.
Let's get to this. Let's move a little quicker here.
Oh,
We got,
yeah.
Pedro Munoz,
What a
Sean
fucking
O'Malley.
letdown.
Honestly,
this fight was a letdown.
Let me start with this question first. I'm gonna start with Nick and Alex and keep it quick. Pedro Munoz, did he milk that, or was he really blind? Nick?
Nah, I think people. Joe Rogan didn't sound fucking convinced,
bro. Okay, let me just do the impression. This is what he kept doing. You got poked in one eye, bro. You got poked in one eye.
Hey, but
Nick,
when you get poked in the fucking eye, dude, you really feel like you're never gonna see again. Like that's how it feels. When you get a finger in your eye like that, bro, that shit is one of the scariest.
Bro, and it wasn't like he was just standing there. He went like this. Like Pedro was coming forward as the hand went there. You know.
And also, all it takes is just a little fucking.
Oh yeah.
That's all. Just 1 little inch, bro, a quarter inch. That's all.
Bro, have you ever went to like put on your shirt and like just a little bit of the cloth hit your eye and then you're out for like 20 minutes because your eyes.
Yeah, bro.
Man.
You're just
like, I don't wear cement shirts like you. Alex, what did you make? So you would say that warranted. It was. He really.
Yeah, and honestly, I thought Pedros was winning. So I didn't see. I didn't know why.
We're like,
hey, but two of the judges had him winning.
Look who the judges were: Steve Mazzagatti and Mario Yamasaki.
There was, there's 2 more minutes left.
Yeah, there's 2 more minutes left, but I thought Pedros was doing good. I mean, he literally only threw leg kicks.
Pedros, please.
Hey, Pedros, he was looking good, bro. Pedros only landed leg kicks, but Pedros landed more leg kicks than Sean O'Malley did total strikes.
No, I'll agree. I mean, it was pretty. I wouldn't say like anyone was. Yeah, I would say if I had to choose, maybe Pedro a little bit. I was surprised because I think Sean usually turns it on anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Sean didn't really impress me with anything.
Nick seems like he has something else to say. Go ahead, Nick.
Bro, I think Sean O'Malley's fucking talented, dude. I feel like he was in control of the fight. Yeah, he didn't get to land his shots. He was still finding his shots.
I wanted the basketball stuff.
He did it at the end, but he didn't find his shots. You know what I mean? And I think Pedro did a really good fucking job of not letting him get to any of those shots. Like, that's why he kept kicking those fucking legs, because he knew that once he stabilizes his feet and plants his feet, starts to throw his hands, that's when he's going to get in trouble. So that's why he was relentless on those low kicks. So, smart on Pedro Munoz to be able to do that. But I do feel like Sean O'Malley was controlling, at least the first round. You said went to Munoz, right?
Two judges had it. They had it for Munoz, so it was 2-1.
Pedros
for Pedros.
Yeah, I would give him the first round. Then
do they run it back? Yes or no, Nick?
I think they should. Yeah,
Alex?
It's important for the division.
Yeah, I think they should. Will they? I don't think so. I think they'll probably try to give Sean O'Malley something else, but they should, honestly, because it is a good test for Sean. I think it showed us that it's a good test for him. Because
Pedro was game too.
That's what I'm saying. And like I said, I thought Pedros won the first round. So like, who knows if Pedros was going to continue to do what Pedros does and win.
Stop it right now. Cisa Puede Zapato, stop. All right, guys. That was the main card, but if you guys want to do any shout outs in the prelims, I just want to give a shout out to Jalen Turner, Nick's boy, because Jalen Turner,
yeah, bro, he did good, bro.
Dude, that fucking finish was crazy.
Why was that so fast?
Dude, it
so
was
confusing.
Honestly, when I was watching that at home, it was so crazy to see Jalen Turner beat a guy like Brad Riddell in like 20 seconds. And then this morning he posted on a story about his rankings. He's in the top 13, bro. He's in the top 15 of the lightweight, the fucking most talent stacked division in the UFC. He's coming from McGregor, okay? He's coming for that motherfucker. But it's crazy to see a guy like Jalen Turner, who's he's a phenomenal fighter. He is a phenomenal fighter. And to finally see him kind of how good he is actually catch up with him to the UFC. Like, man, it's crazy.
Winner of Fiziev RDA. I think he can beat one of them.
Someone said give him Arman Sarukian. I read that on something.
That's an easy fight.
That's a crazy fight too. Easy fight for who?
Who do you think? Jalen Turner, my new favorite fighter ever since you told me about him.
Man, he's great, bro. He's fucking phenomenal.
And he likes fighters.
Give me some Black American champions. You know? I want an American.
Yeah. That's what John Jones is for, okay?
Yeah, but he hits women that are pregnant. That's messed up. Any other shout outs? Jim Miller, obviously. Cerrone had his a lot of retirements too.
Dude, Gabe Green, Ian Gary. That was a fucking great fight.
Good fight.
Awesome. I think it showed how fucking tough Gabe Green is. And he was
tough.
Dude, he's got a fucking chin on him. Ian Gary caught him with some crazy fucking shots, man. But Gabe's head movement was so legit. He got stung on the first couple shots. But then in the flurry of like 6 punches, he was moving his head, not getting hit. Like, hey, that's how you get it done, man. That's how you keep fighting the whole time. That's how you stay in a fight.
Yeah, I think if Gabe, he was started getting caught a little bit because he was doing single shots. He would do a single shot and then come out, and that's when Gary was starting to hit him a little bit. Yeah. I feel like if Gabe did just a little bit more combos when he was coming in, because remember at the end of the second round he did a longer combo and just that last punch just fucking cracked Ian.
Yeah,
but it was a cool fight. Yeah, I mean, it was cool to experience that the fight week. The weight cut's not hard for him at all, and I feel like once he gets back, he's about to beat someone's ass. So I'm excited for it.
Also, just shout out just to Cowboy retiring. Loved his retirement speech. He just doesn't have it anymore, and he just wants to be a movie star. Also, retirement to Alex's favorite fighter.
That's what I was about to say. The real retirement.
Jessica I, but also had a really great thing to say. It's crazy to think some of these fighters. She's like, I've been training just in my 20s and 30s. I just want to see the world. It's like, wow, they have really been training a lot.
Can I say something too?
Go ahead.
You can't, when you retire or you're having a speech with Joe Rogan, what you can't do is ask to be on the podcast, bro.
Who did that?
Jessica. He was probably going to ask her because she retired, but then she asked him.
And then he was like, yeah, let's do it. Like, he just didn't seem fucking hyped.
No, it was this. It was this. Yeah, let's do it. So anyways, your fight. Like, it was so quick, the transition. Yeah,
there was something about, I couldn't put my finger on it, but something that was said in that exchange made me feel like, I don't think he wants her on the podcast.
The only thing was, like, hey, yeah, send your info to Jamie.
Yeah.
It's like when I asked to be on Tiger Belly. You're like, yeah, for sure. Anyway, so guys, shut up and go ahead and do
my response is no, Alex. No. All right, guys, let's get to any more shout outs? No, other than shout out to Gabe Green, our boy, the We Out Here MMA. All right, guys, We Out Here morning news.
Let's not even talk about any of this stuff.
I want to hit on one of these things. Let's get through it quick. First of all, I want to hit on all of it. This one I just thought was funny. Nate Diaz has a media member backstage. I think it was a bit, right?
You think it was fake?
Because he barely slapped him.
The reporter was also like, is he one of those goofy like MMA journalists?
Yeah,
dudes? Like, I think
when fighters like Nate Diaz really don't think you're a problem or a threat, they don't want to hurt you. They just want to sun you a little bit. They just want to punk you. And I think that's what he wanted to do. I genuinely don't think he likes that guy because the way he was dressed made me feel like, yeah, fuck that guy too. But because what was the question he asked him that made him? He was asking him about like
Question though, right? It wasn't it because this
It was the whole vibe.
The Full Send guy has also been talking shit about one of the fighters in his camp on another fight, tweeting some shit.
Oh, Nick Maximov. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Why are you talking shit about my boy?" And then he's like, "Oh, you're the guy on Twitter." And then he started slapping him.
But then Alex had a point. It did look a little like, okay, was this like a bit?
Yeah, I mean, he was wearing an Elvis shirt. Nate Diaz was. And I was just like, man,
like Elvis, bro.
You are Elvis. I'm just joking. No, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could be real. Like, I just rewatched it, and Nick's face, he kind of looked irritated. But I don't know. Like, I feel like, or sorry, Nate. I feel like if he was gonna slap him, he would have like slapped him. He kind of just like hit his hat off. Yeah.
But also, though, I don't think Nate Diaz has ever participated in a bit like that before. He's not a big guy.
That's true. Have him on JK. You'd be surprised.
He would never do JK.
Hey, I fucking doubt it. Dude.
All right, guys, moving on to the next one. I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this. The Poirier versus Chandler scuffle. This threw me off when I saw the video because I was like, why is Dustin so angry? So did you guys do any research? I'm just curious. Does anyone know why Dustin's so?
Yeah, because Michael Chandler's a piece of shit. We know this. He doesn't pay his people on time. And he's fake. He's phony. He can't even knock anybody out. Right when he gets him hurt, he just freaking blows the.
Dan Hooker
drops the L and gets knocked out by the guy with blonde hair. Oh yeah, he's not a good person. And Poirier was a teammate of his, right? And he knows, bruh. So he knows. And Michael Chandler's over here trying to be all fake, trying to be all nice and stuff. Like, I'm a family man, America. It's like, bitch, shut up. You're not even from America.
Where's he from?
All right, that was
I don't know, Canada, but he ain't from my he ain't from my country. Shit.
Nate, do you know any other inside stuff other than?
No, nobody knows, dude.
Never seen Michael. I've never seen Dustin like that. That was weird.
Well, I think he probably fucking genuinely doesn't like him. He's probably he's probably talking to the same people that Alex is talking to, because apparently he has a lot of inside information on Michael Chandler and his behavior and his tactics. Seriously. So maybe in that part of town, that's what goes around. So people hear things about Michael Chandler. Yep. And they find out that hey, this guy's kind of a shady cat. And then on top of that, meow, Dustin Poirier is like, ooh, I'm going to use this to make him the villain so I could sell this fight because this is the fight that makes sense. And they were kind of talking shit about each other. And also
kind of a fun fight.
It's the only fight that makes sense.
But didn't you guys see Dustin go back and grab Gaethje, and they were both like, yeah. So that's a good fight. The rematch of that fight.
They're homies, but yeah, they could definitely do that. But
I thought you were gonna say Jet Li at first, Alex.
Honestly, I should probably stop talking so much shit about fighters because I might be around more, and then they're gonna see me. Then you guys are gonna see videos of me getting my ass knocked out and shit.
See,
but
that's what we've been doing since the very first episode of the show. I'll be like, yo,
who's the first fighter we made fun of? Try to remember, guys. Try to remember who is the first fighter.
Probably Derek Brunson.
It was Derek Brunson. I defended him with the Tiger Hair Blanc, and you guys jumped on that ship. Even you, Alex, your hair. All right, guys, let's move on to our quick picks. Alex Acosta and Nick the Ear. Let's make this very quick, guys. We are running long tonight. I love this fight. Rafael Dos Anjos, former champ versus Rafael Fiziev. Look, Fiziev, man, Tiger Muay Thai all day, but also Rafael Dos Anjos. He's older, but that guy is still strong. He can get people down on the ground and not move. Alex, we'll start with you first. Hair Blanc.
I got RDA. I think he's going to do what you just said. I think he's going to take him down and control him on the ground. I think he'll get him tired. And honestly, I think we'll see a 4th round submission by RDA.
Okay, Nick. Also, just a quick thought before you give me your pick. I didn't realize this guy was from Kazakhstan. The other guys from Kazakhstan look different than him. More different.
Yeah, more Chinese.
Way more Chinese than this guy. That was Russian.
This guy don't look Chinese at all.
You going Fiziev, baby? I'm going for the under.
I'm going Ataman, bro. I'm going Ataman, Rafael Fiziev.
Let's go.
Fiziev. Does he make weird videos on Instagram? Yeah. Do I kind of regret following him a little bit? Yeah, a little bit.
Wait, but what does he do? Give me a review.
I don't know. He just does weird dub overs. My biggest pet peeve is when people do dub overs on TikTok. I don't know what it is, but people just can't get the lip syncing right. So it must be an issue with how they do software. It, or it's the software, which is really annoying. TikTok, fix that, huh? God, if I have to watch another voiceover and someone's mouth isn't matched up, I'm gonna fucking blow my brains out. But I'm going with Rafael Fiziev.
Okay, Rafael Fiziev. Oh my God, and my brain wants to go RDA, but damn, I want to go for some new blood, and I love watching the same fucking Tiger Muay Thai documentary over and over to hype myself up.
I will say I want Rafael Fiziev.
No, you don't. You don't. You said
but I don't think
off camera.
No, I don't think he wins, but I want him to win. I do think RDA is just gonna play it safe and take him down.
You said
all right, guys. The co-main, Caio Borralho versus Armin Petroisan. Ooh, I like this fight a lot, actually. Petrosian. Nick, who do you like in this one?
I'm going Armin Petrosian. Caio Borralho is pretty sick too, but he's a kickboxer. He's like a K1 fucking kickboxer. His brother is fucking not Joe.
Yeah, his mic muted. It's a bit. There it is.
Because he was making a bit, but he was talking about dubbing earlier. He wanted to do a bit.
Yeah,
not that funny.
Not that funny, Nick. But good try.
I accidentally hit mute. My bad.
Alex, who do you got?
I think I'm gonna go Armin. He's gonna be a lot taller, a lot taller, and I think he'll be able to use that to his advantage. I was gonna say he has a longer reach, but he doesn't. But yeah, I think Armin's gonna win. I'd say decision.
Since you guys like kickboxers so much and Alex Pereira, I'm gonna go with his brother Caio. All right, bantamweight, one of my favorite divisions, probably the sexiest division out right now. We have Douglas Silva, and we also have Saeed. First of all, both of them are very lean, and then also Saeed, don't pose like that. Don't pose like that. Alex, who do you got for this?
Scary.
Saeed literally looks fake. Like that doesn't. It looks like a CGI character that
like a CGI caveman.
Yeah, and so for that reason, I have to go with him because obviously you can't beat a characterized robot, and I think that's what he is. I think he's a robot, an alien, an extraterrestrial, and I think he beats Douglas Silva de Andrade.
Question. You were talking about characters. Most people talk about Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, but do you guys remember in the AMC arcades back in the day, Killer Instinct, the arcade game? Thank you. Yep. That's all I need to know. Alex, you're too young. All right, Nick, who do you got?
I'm going Saeed Nurmagomedov, obviously.
I really don't understand why you guys keep picking against Brazilians. So I'm going to support that nation because I think they're good people. I think they're
good, man. Thank you. Thank you for supporting
Douglas Silva, the Andrade. All right, heavyweight Jared Vanderaa or Chase Sherman. I like this fight a lot, actually. Did Chase lose weight?
No, I don't know. I don't think.
Wasn't he bigger? Oh, God,
his hair looks like extra tall, doesn't it? Or am I tripping? He just has tall hair, bro.
Nicholas, who do you like?
I'm going Chase Sherman.
Yeah,
I'm going Chase Sherman. I think Alex? He probably will win.
I think I got Chase Sherman as well.
I agree. I like the Vanilla Gorilla. Who was the fight? What was the fight he won before his last fight? Do you remember?
I think it'd be like Ike Valenzuela or whatever.
Yeah, Valenzuela.
Ike Barinholtz.
Yeah.
And then Michael
Johnson. Dude, this is a banger. The fact that I'm seeing Michael Johnson back in the mix fighting like strikers in his weight division, this is going to be fun. This is a fucking banger of a fight. I'm kind of leaning towards Malarkey, but I'm going to go Michael Johnson, dude.
Honestly, with Habib not being there, bro, Johnson got some nasty striking and some decent ground game, bro. Like, you never know, bro.
Wrestlers, bro.
What do you got?
I know. I think I'm gonna go Michael Johnson. I think his speed and his straight shots are what's gonna win him the fight.
I gotta go with Michael Johnson.
He looked so good in his last fight, man.
He did, and I was so happy for him and Henry Hoof, like his whole team. They were all pulling for him. He's had a really bad string, and I'm happy he's finally back on track.
Do you guys? Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
When first time you saw Michael Johnson on The Ultimate Fighter, did you think he reminded you of the guy from Good Burger?
Oh,
not
Kel?
Keenan, but Kel. Yeah.
Kinda.
Like he's like
braids,
the rough,
though.
scruffier. Yeah, I'm not talking about the braids, bro. I'm talking about like the voice and how they kind of look. They kind of look similar to each other, right? I feel like they resemble each other a little bit. Their voice, you know what I mean?
Okay, we got it, dude.
Their raspiness.
Guys, the voice.
All right,
you're talking about the voice, bro. The voice.
I'm like this. I'm like, okay.
Guys, but the voice.
They don't sound like each other.
We'll see.
Are you guys looking at me like I'm crazy or what?
Kind of. All right, guys. Any
Just say no
shout-outs?
and then move on instead of doing this.
Maybe.
Just say no and then move on.
Hey, Nick,
dude.
maybe. Prelims. Any shout outs there? Ricky Tertios. You guys like him from the contender or not
I
contender?
do. He's cool. I hope he wins. That'd be cool.
Anyone else? You
bet
like
you
fights
don't, dude.
there? Like Carl Roberson is fighting.
I feel like they're fighting. I feel like him and Kennedy fought like 5 times already, or I'm just tripping. But they haven't. They haven't fought ever. So yeah, that's
Trayshawn Gore. That should be a good fight. Cody Brundage.
I guess
Should be a
no
cool
one
one.
like Cynthia. Jeez.
No, not really. Honestly.
Wait, Nina took Amanda's last name. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Duh.
Didn't know that.
I would take her last name too, dog. Nikki
Nunez.
Let's
Nikki
go.
Nunez. All right. Do you guys have any? Alex, we'll start with you. Do you have any messages to the world, the MMA world?
Yeah. If you're a fighter and you listen to our show and you want to hire me to do some video stuff for your fight weeks, bang my line.
Also, if you need a bow staff, Alex got one in the back corner of his room.
Yeah.
Nick.
No announcements.
No announcements, guys. No announcements.
No announcements.
Make sure you follow Nick at Nick the Ear, Alex at Lift God, myself at Gilbert, and also follow us at We Out Here MMA. We love you guys very much. Play the outro music. You already know, man. Why aren't you playing it now? Why aren't you playing it? And if you got a virus out there, wear a shirt. So you can tell people about it. Let's go.
We Out Here MMA, not podcast.